In this video lesson, we are going to create our very first Spring Boot microservice. To create a new project, I can use Spring Toolsuite development environment, which I have opened on my screen. But just in case you're using a different development environment, to create this project, I will use Spring Initializer tool. So to open Spring Initializer tool, I will bring in a new browser window, and then I will go to start.spring.io. So here's our Spring Initializer tool. And if you're not familiar with this tool, then it is a tool that allows you to generate Spring Boot applications, download them to your computer, and then open them with any development environment that you prefer to use. So I will generate this new project using Spring Toolsuite. I will download it to my computer, and I will import it to Spring Toolsuite development environment. But if you use different development environment, then you can import this project into your development environment as well. So the project that I'm going to create is going to be Maven based project. The option here I will leave unchanged, Maven project. It's going to be Java project, so I will select Java, and the current version of Spring Boot at this moment is 2.4.3, so I will leave it unchanged here as well. Now I need to provide project metadata details, and the first field is a group. So here I will need to provide a root package name for my project. For example, I'm going to build a microservice to manage products of my e-commerce store. So the package name for my project will be com apps developer block eStore. Let me type it out, com apps developer block dot eStore, where com.appsdeveloperblock is a reverse domain name of my website. But it doesn't have to match your website domain name. It can be your organization name or some other unique name that belongs to you and that you can use as a package name for this project. So the next field is artifact, and it is very similar to a project name. I'm building Products Microservice, so in my case it's going to be product service, like this. Now the rest of the fields I will leave unchanged. Packaging will be jar, and Java version I will also leave unchanged, let it be 11. Alright, so now is the time to provide dependencies, and we provide dependencies on the right side here. To make the Spring Boot application be able to support Spring MVC and RESTful web services, I will include Spring Web dependency. So I will click on this button and I will search for Spring Web. It will filter the list of dependencies, and I will click on Spring Web dependency and it will be added to my project. As a nice to have dependency that I would also like to add to this project is project Lombok. I will search for it by typing Lombok and clicking on the dependency. So this is a nice to have dependency. Your web service application will work fine without this dependency, but I would like to add it and use it because it reduces the generation of a boilerplate code, like for example generating getter and setter methods, generation of toString method and constructors. If you're not familiar with Project Lombok, then you will learn some of it in this video course because I'm going to use it and I'm going to explain it to you. Alright, so our basic microservice project is ready to be generated. As you continue with this video course, later on we will be adding more dependencies to this project, but at this moment we should be able to continue with just these two dependencies. Alright, so I will click on Generate button to generate and download the project. The generated project will be downloaded to your computer as a zip archive. In my case, it will download it to a downloads folder. So I will pause the video for a second. I will move this zip archive to a desktop, and then I will resume. So I have moved Products Service zip that I have just generated and downloaded to a desktop folder on my computer. To unzip it, I can just double click on it, and this is my project, and I will move it now to a different folder that I will use for this video course. I have created a separate folder called Axon CQRS Saga video course. So I'll move it here, and now I will import this project into my Spring Toolsuite development environment. So I will go back to my Spring Toolsuite development environment. I'll go to File and then click on Import. From these options here, I will choose Maven and then existing Maven projects. Click on Next. Then I'll click on Browse button here to look for this project. Inside of Axon Secure Saga video course, this is my project. I'll click on Open. And finally, I will click on Finish button to import this project into my development environment. And here's my Spring Boot project that I have just generated using Spring Tool Suite.